Hello?
David, we are here. It's fine.
Oh,
I'm
fantastic. Is it
starting.
time to start?
Okay,
All right.
let's
Hi,
start now.
guys. Great. Sorry for the confusion there. This is David. I'm going to be presenting batch 140's business games document, tasks 1 to 7. I just wanted to say thank you very much, guys. You've all been extremely a great help, sending information and sending suggestions via Skype. I really do appreciate all the hard work and effort that you guys have put in. Having said that, my name is David McDonald. Like I said, I'm from batch 140. And yeah, I'm really happy to be here and I'm ready to get started. Nikki, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay,
Okay,
fantastic.
let me just do a small introduction before we start. Okay, hello everyone. My name is Rahab from MM Africa Guidance School. We have tonight is the last day of our meetings. Today is business game day presentation. So we have David and we have Nikki on standby. Like maybe let's say for instance, David don't have enough network coverage and then there's network connections and everything problems. And then so Nikki will be able to assist David in this instance. We have only these two participants, these two members of our batch 140. They're going to be presenting our business game. They're going to tell us the journey that they took yesterday, day before yesterday, and yesterday. What they came up, the solutions that they came up with, and the way forward, and what did they learn in the guidance school. All right. So David, are you here? Can we go now?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, awesome. Please share the document if you are able to share your screen because now the only thing we can see is the Hangout. We can't see your screen. Yes, perfect. All right, okay, let's do this.
All right,
Over
fantastic.
to you,
So
Mr. David.
thank you very much, Rahab. Thank you for looking after us. All right, so with regards to task 1, okay, so I didn't actually write down the actual questions for everything. I just kind of did the solutions. I didn't know that I was going to be presenting it this way, so I apologize. Pretty much the information that you see here within task 1 is that it is available on Wikipedia, so you can go forward, you can go and search Nigeria, you can go and search the capital, the demographics, the labor force. So I hope these figures are as up to date as possible. So as you know, our country of representation is Nigeria. We're going there. We're going to go and plan our trip. We're going to go and make sure that, we can get Triple M functioning 100% within the first week once we start our journey. So having said that, as people may know, is that Nigeria is known or referred to as the giant of Africa. And the reason why they call it the giant of Africa is because it's got such a large population.
Hello, David, are you there? Hello, guys, are you here?
I'm here.
Where is David now? David, are you okay? Okay, I think we're just gonna take 2 minutes for us to wait for David to be online again. I think we just lost David there. Can just Nikki, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, David is here. Hello,
I'm
David.
sorry, I had a little bit of a network issues there. I don't know what actually happened. Is my microphone on?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. All right, let me just jump straight into it. Let me share my screen. Let's go.
Awesome.
All right, fantastic. Can everyone see? Can everyone hear?
Yes, we can see the screen. We can even see you. We can
Oh,
even hear you clearly.
okay, perfect. I'm just going to exit Skype just so there's no more network interruptions. All right, fantastic. So, must I start from the top again?
You may proceed, David.
Okay,
It's okay.
fantastic. So task one, like I said, we were looking at Nigeria, our journey to Nigeria. Nigeria is often referred to as the giants of Africa. And the reason that being is that owing to its large population of 184 million inhabitants, Nigeria is the most populous country in Africa. Now, what that means is that it's the perfect playground for Triple M to start off and get itself going there, being it's got such a large population, such a large working force. It has over 37 million users on Facebook, and most of our advertising campaigns, as you will see throughout the documents that I've just shared, is predominantly on Facebook. With regards to the language, is Yoruba, Hasso, or Igbo. But ideally, the first language within Nigeria, officially, according to Wikipedia, is actually in fact English, and that these other languages are necessary, but they do not, the whole population itself will mostly speak English. We shouldn't have too much of a language barrier there. All right, so moving on to the task one. Is that the objective of the plan is to successfully install, run, sustain MMM in Nigeria through a well thought out and judiciously applied strategy. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at 4 main criteria. We're going to look at the ideology, the mechanics, the benefits and rules of Triple M, as well as the risks, most importantly. The resources that were given to us was $50,000, and the internet service provided there is GLO, which is very, very affordable, which is great. And then looking at the 12 managers from batch 140, myself, Nikki, Goldfire, Faith, Dorothy, Esamaya, Nwabiza, Okpara, Promise, and Deo, Ikomota, and Ideni, all took part in this trip, going over there to try and get things started. So our main target of audience to begin with was small to medium-sized businesses, churchgoers, and young adults that are within the labor force and workforce. Your teachers, your principals, and your PTA leaders, as these are the people that are always keen to educate others about something that they believe in. So if we can convert them to Triple M, then they will be able to easily educate others, being that is what their profession is. Looking at the public servant sector, is that we really feel that this is a sector that people always are unfortunately struggling with debt, and Triple M, as we know, is the way to help those to create a fair financial system. And the students, they're always willing to try something new. Traders are always looking for a new trade, artisan, and the women in the great markets. There are many markets surrounding Abuja and Lagos. So moving forward with our solution, what we found, oopsie. So the form, there we go. What we found is that the media publicity analysis was going to be taken care of me. Well, I was going to be taking care of the media publicity analysis. Transport logistics was going to be Nikki. Procurement analysis was going to be Faith. IT research analyst is my Hillary. The cost analysis is going to be me. The group head is myself and Nikki. And what our plan was is that the first thing we did is we had a strategy session to talk about, how are we going about do this? And we realized we had to educate oneself. So we decided to create something called the SOME, which is a self-organized learning environment. This you can actually find from the Sugata Mitra if you go to the TEDx link that I have attached onto the document. Is a very, very that you can watch to learn about building schools in the cloud and learning about cloud technology as a whole. And now moving down to the strategy. Prior to the departure of Nigeria, the IT research team aided the analysis of the group. So we went to Triple M Global first, and we asked them, please, can you please make sure that the website itself is completely uniform, as opposed to all other Triple M websites in every other country. So this is what they did for us, and this is how we've managed to get a fully functional working site in the first week of Nigeria. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to conduct offline presentations on a select number of cities. So we ideally categorized 3 of the major cities, so Abuja, Lagos, and Port Harcourt. This was done by our transport and logistics team to enable, that these are the cities that we should be targeting due to their population, due to the demographics of the people that are staying there. The campaigning would start at shopping malls and markets through the distribution of flyers, and of course we'd all be dressed in our Triple M branded t-shirts. Now looking at further along down the line, it's like, who is going to be the target that we are going to be looking at first? And as I mentioned earlier, is that it's going to be the small to medium-sized businesses. So what is better than that than going to speak to the association, the Youth Social Enterprise Initiative? So this is a non-profit association that is investing in young visionaries who've got big ideas, who need crucial startup financial support, and breathe life to their ideas. And of course, Triple M is that idea. Triple M is the way that we can help to generate capital for these charities to help them breathe life into their new ideas. Looking at the schools, the government, the parastatals, taking into account that about the percentage of Nigeria's citizens, about 85.12 million, make up the labor force. And something interesting here is actually found that Lagos, or Nigeria as a whole, is actually one of the countries in the world that has the youngest working population. And that is a huge, huge advantage to us. All right. So the first week of registrations and the provide helps. So this would therefore be your contributions. The exchange rate is $1 to 320 Naira. Therefore, $300 is 96,000 Naira. So our target was to sign up an average of 40 participants daily, which apportions to approximately 3.3 participants across all managers per day. So this is dividing between the 12 managers that we currently have. We knew all this was feasible, hence achieved because the media publicity analyst, according to our Gada colleague, did not only give us a word intensifying online presence, but has also gone a notch higher to educate and enlighten the people about providing help and the benefit of doing so. So what we did is that we looked at our transport and logistics, and in collaboration with procurement analysis, we then centralized an accessible location using the SWOT analysis, your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And we found the perfect opportunity, the perfect areas to attend or to create the seminars. But one of the major threats was the inability to access a location for an event, which would in turn impact on signups, such as a church that was busy going through church service. So let's take a look at the numbers. The average registrations per day was 40. Registrations per 6 days were 640. We chose 6 days because on Sunday, the day of rest, we don't feel, I am a Christian myself, and I do not work on the day of rest. So I work this calculation according to 6 days. The contribution in dollars is $300, and the one-time bonus on the first PH, $20. Total contributions work out to $72,000, and the total bonus for the first PH is $4,800. So what does this actually mean? So if we take a look down the expense reports, we'll see the return ticket to Nigeria, 4,730, accommodation, transport. We've got to factor in all these things to make this a feasible plan for us. Flyers, posters, electronic banners, branded t-shirts, caps, and a translator just to look out for the other 20% of the country that do not unfortunately speak English. The balance left after the expense was $39,230. All right, so the plan of action for task 2 is if you recall from deposits in week 1 activity with their bonuses and the growth, we need 99,840 to be able to handle the get help request. So now to get that amount, we had to divide 99,840 by $100, approximately 999 participants. So that is assuming that for each PH, there was $100 PH. So we needed at least 999 participants weekly to PH at least $100, which would then equal 99,900 to be able to have a seamless program for the start in our first month. Also considering that not everyone would GH at the same time and force into a situation that we would not want to be in, of course. So moving down to the next steps is that still had the balance of 39,230. So from our budget, the resources we needed were already available to us. So this would include everything from the expense report, such as your digital banners, to be installed in parts of Abuja municipality. We didn't use all of them. We only used 3. I didn't get time to put this in here, so I apologize. Tweaking of our style and strategy for much heavier online presence by inserting short video adverts and M in some YouTube videos, and doing the work on the Facebook groups and pages, because we know that 49% of the population of the labor force is on Facebook. And this is why Facebook is such a key marketing avenue for us to push down. Printing and distributing more flyers, reaching out more charity organizations, branding some long buses with some of our budgets, putting the M image and message on billboards, and the old participants creating awareness by word of mouth and inviting more prospects to seminars. And remember, we said that the first target market that we were going to look at was going to be teachers, and this is why we chose the teachers, because we knew once they became old participants that they would be interested in learning more, and possibly down the line we could also look into putting them through Guider School and getting us a really strong team moving forward. So now if we take a look at the registration table, so the average registrations per day is 58.3. I'm not going to go through all of these in the exact numbers. You'll be able to see. I'm just going to do totals here so we all understand. The total contribution of the provide helps is 35,000. The total bonus, the first PH, is 7,000, right? And the total expected GH, 54,600. All right. So what that actually means is we've achieved approximately the average registration of 58.3 participants in the second week, wherein the total reflects a 31% increase over last week's registration. So we're growing by 31% per week. The total contributions realized was $105,000, which will conveniently take care of, the first initial participants that took part in M. We would keep looking at adjusting our methods and creating better ways and sufficient room to increase the amount of registrations, such as becoming better at seminars, educating ourselves more. We took measured steps to indicate the ideology to the participants. And of course, this is the most important thing, is that people need to understand, what is M, who is Sergey Mavrodi, and what is the aim, and ultimately what is the objective, and how can we help them get there? Everyone has a dream. How can we help them reach their dream? The total participants for the month, the first week was 240. In the second week was 350. The third week was 700, and the fourth week was 1,050. So if we take a look at all that and we add it all together, we'll look at comparing the total participants in the 3 weeks that followed with those of the first week. In rational terms, we arrived at a 1.8 ratio. So that means for every 1 participant in the first week, 8 new participants were enrolled in the following 3 weeks of the first month. All right, so this tells us that it's time to train some guiders. So the solution to task 4, this is when there was a festival and our registrations dropped by 75%. So during the response to the festival, we experienced the drop of the 75%, and we decided to try and combat it first with quite a heavy hand in terms of marketing. We can stop the growth This is the other option that we have, in terms of going into pause mode. And then ultimately hoping, we can extend the number of days until the defrost, because it's only for a week that this festival is on. We can make up the difference afterwards. We delay for a short period, so the rate which provide help pledges matched with the get help participants. All right, so following the drop of registrations by 75%, this means that 25% of the registration on account is remaining. And what that actually means is that the difference in registration is 262. So it is quite a large number, which means our losses would equate to $26,200. In that, well, everything just shot up. It's just disappeared there. Okay, so in task 3, I think I missed task 3. All right, sorry, but task 3, so total registration for the month. I'm sorry about that. It's very difficult to move this thing up and down with bad connectivity. All right, so as we mentioned, I'm just going to quickly explain this. The 1,050 for the 4th week, right? If you add the 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd, the 4th week together, we arrive at our total registration for the month for 2,340 participants. What that means is that we need to train 30 guiders, assuming the same growth rates of the following or the previous week 1, 2, 3, and 4. We can arrive to the conclusion that 2,340 times 2, being that it's the new month, makes it 4,680 participants. This sets the stage for geometric progression. New registrations using the ratio of 1 to 8. There would be 30 guiders by 8 new registrations per guiders per week per 4 weeks. So that is 30 times 32, which equals 960. The total registrations for the month is 4,680 plus the 960 equals the 5,640 total participants. And if each of these participants had to PH a total of $100 per registration, then we would look at 100 times 564, 5,640, and that would give us $564,000. Okay, so moving to task 4. During the response to the festival, we decided to tackle it with marketing. As I said before, we could choose to stop the growth rate in the Maverick system, may extend the number of days left until the defrost, and then we can also delay for short period rates in which the provide help pledge gets matched with the get help participation. Following the drop in registrations, 25, so as I mentioned, the loss was 26,200, which is that times 100. All right, which is the 262 times 100. So also going to use the holidays as an opportunity to get new participants interested in Triple M. We'll go to the various churches, we'll go to the markets, we'll go and speak to the people and find out, what they're looking for, and speak to them emotionally and religiously, and use the holiday to our advantage. In task 5, we started the process again as in task 1, such as a rinse and repeat. We wanted to determine how many participants we needed to get the situation resolved. And so there are a couple of things that we considered in order to restore the robust nature of the system, to train more guiders and leverage on the efforts to reach out to others. So this means more advertising. This means a lot more education in terms of educating guiders. And it also means a little bit of budget in terms of our marketing campaign. So we used another $5,000 in online print social media adverts, being that we know that, the social media aspect is very large within Nigeria. The old participants that have gotten help already will be encouraged to keep providing help weekly and to hold. The paused members will be releasing the month after, so no need to worry. Because these people have already managed to get help before, that they shouldn't need to worry that, they won't be able to get help again. So the next step will be that we'll rally the guiders from batch 140 to also intensify promotional seminars. different locations, different venues, different cities. We would want to keep encouraging people not to fear the pause mode and rather take the opportunity to educate them about the pause mode. And ultimately, the guiders had to reiterate to both old and new participants the need to participate with only non-critical sums of money. As a last effort to bring the balance back to the system, we can use the remainder of the advertising budget to give out incentive to the guiders that are currently on the system to sign new participants in new areas, as I mentioned before, the new cities. Following further from that, we would look at what they did in South Africa, and that's where they launched the Bitcoin. So the reason why we would do this, we'd launch Bitcoin, used to, and reiterated to our current participants, as to take out bad press generated from the banks feeling left out, because Bitcoin is completely ungoverned by the banks. And that means that it is a currency that we would like to use, and we would not like to interfere with negative press. We rather stay away from it. So in order to make up the difference, there needs to be much more registrations after the holiday, because as we all know, not every plan can be perfect without the flaws. So our target number of added registrations for the remaining 2 weeks is 262. All right, so task 6, the solution. So we'll take the time to educate the participants on what pause mode is, what it's about, and how it affects the participants. Triple M Nigeria, we would hold a meeting to affect participants and educate them about pause mode, and ultimately, what does this mean in their life, and how can we help them through it, and how we can tell them that this is how we bring balance back to the system. Another thing which we would possibly suggest in the meetings is that what we could do is we could take a 10% initial pH to confirm that it is a real and loyal participant and not a hack or a robot or anything along those lines. So we'll then reach out via social media, intensify our seminars, embark on a massive awareness campaign, and we're just going to target the areas we have not been to before, so to avoid any negative press. People would have not heard of Triple M before, so we can start the process again, rinse and repeat. This is what we're aiming to do. This is how we're going to do it. And we set forward and we create the seminars, we create the camps, and we start helping the charities, just like in task 1. So for task 7, a fresh introduction to Triple M is necessary. We would like to inform again about the ideology of Triple M, how it works, its rules and benefits, and encouraging people to provide more help in the way they get help. And this, after a massive restart, is something that we take very seriously, and we need to speak directly to the people, and that's what we do, that we tell them that, you know, this has worked previously before and it's worked so well, and the reason why it gets to this point is due to panic. And if everyone panics, everyone does the GHs at the same time, then ultimately it will push us into a situation where we don't need to be, or we don't want to be. So the awareness of what caused the restart and the use of the media and journalists to tell the story of why the restart has occurred, which is due to the panic, that the restart is a fresh chance to start a new system. Again, we will introduce Bitcoin only system, taking away any negative effects from the banks. So Nigeria wouldn't give us any problems because we wouldn't be trading in Naira, we'd be trading in Mavro BTC. It's your Mavro Bitcoin. So we have to encourage the guiders to continue with providing help and encourage their downline to do the same. Introduce a 50% first-time participant bonus for the first month of the restart. We believe that this will be the way to act as a catalyst to get the restart off the ground at a rapid pace. We should not shy away from the fact that this will demoralize the participants. But we know that once someone is educated, they are less fearful. And we can tell them what we did previously and how it has worked before. And this is what we are doing now. And the system will only be better for it. And that is why the people that choose to stay now will be rewarded. And the people who choose to leave Ultimately, we will wait 6 months, and the non-payers leaving participants Mavros will be redistributed to the 50% first-time participant bonus for the first month for all new participants in that time period of the 1 month as mentioned above. And then we will preach the ideology at the very beginning as strongly as we possibly can to the participants. Only use non-critical sums of money. So only use your spare money that you would like to use in Triple M. So we will continue to lead through example, showing previous testimonials on the website. We'll be looking at YouTube videos, more ideology videos. We'll be posting testimonials from previous participants from the old system that would be able to tell the story about how Triple M pays, and that ultimately would be the final of task 7, and then how we would approach going into Nigeria. Yeah, that's pretty much what I have for you guys tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. Together we can change the world. Thank you.
Hello, David, you may stop sharing your screen, please. Thank you so much for the presentation. Yes, it's off now. Thank you so much for the presentation. I hope you guys, batch 140, I don't know who's joining us tonight, but I hope that you have been going through the documents and you have learned a couple of things of what's currently happening in our community. You need to know, and you need to tell everyone that needs to know about our MMA community, that we're just we're a community of participants selflessly helping each other to give help willingly. No one is forcing you to be there. No one can ever sacrifice for you to be a participant of the MMM. No one cannot go and force you to be a member of Triple M. And I would like each and every one of you to educate your downliners more about what you learned in the guided school. There are a lot of people who do not know how to use Bitcoins. There are a lot of people who don't know how to PH with Bitcoins. They haven't received the information that you got in the guided school. So please make use of whatever that you got in the guided school and change the world. I'd like to thank and congratulate David and Nikki for being with us tonight, for David for presenting our document, for everyone who's been there in the business game journey. If you feel that you do not know what you're doing in our MMM community, go back to our business game document. Read it from task number 1 up until task number 7. Then you will know why you are here. Alright, so that is all that we can conclude with, and then the only thing that is left is for you to receive your results, and for you to be notified that you have passed or not, and then your status will change. Your status will be upgraded to a guider, and then you can start doing presentations and everything. If you need more information about how to do presentation, how to do presentations and charity events, you may ask me in private, and then I will tell you what to do and what to do. All right. So Nikki, do you have anything to say before we can close our meeting?
I'd just like to say thanks to everyone that was part of batch number 140 for making this possible, and let's hope that we all pass.
And David, do you have any last words for us tonight?
Yes. Thank you very much, guys. You all have been a great help. I know that was quite a long task, and I know it was a little bit long-winded, but I appreciate everyone just sticking with me through it, and I apologize for the network issues and then starting again. But yes, thank you very much for having us, and I look forward to educating the community about Triple M and educating my downliners about Triple M, and looking forward to expanding the community together.
Perfect. Awesome. All right. Thank you so much. Guys, we'll have to close our meeting, and then I do not have questions. Well, okay, for now, I'll be taking questions in regards to your task. I'll start marking from SWOT analysis up to webinar. If I see that you have rectified whatever task that you submitted, I will remark your task. But if it's still incorrect, it's not in my hands, I will mark it incorrect. All right, we do not have here pass one, pass all. You need to work hard to earn your marks. And for those who have created a Facebook community page, if you check on your Facebook community page, if it says community organization, MMM is not an ORG, it's not an organization, it's a community. MMM is not an entertainment. You don't have to create an entertainment page. You are not an entertainment community. Right. Make sure that you have a community page, and that's all. You can just name it Triple M, whatever. But make sure that you create a community. If it's not a community, I'm still going to mark you incorrect up until you rectify and create a new page and make it to be a community page. All right. Thank you guys so much. Have a lovely evening. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, David. Good night, Nikki.
Good night. Thanks.
Good night. Thank you, Rahab.
Thanks, David.